All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakathum. The title of this lesson is The Heir Apparent. All right, The Heir Apparent. As a matter of fact, Salakia, I forgot to get that definition. If I can pull one up here. Okay. It says heir apparent on the Google dictionary. An heir whose claim cannot be set aside by the birth of another heir. All right. A person who is most likely to succeed the place of another. All right. I'm going to keep reading this other one. Monarchical. An heir apparent is simply, heir is a person who is in first in an order of succession and cannot be displaced from inheriting by the birth of another person. All right, a person who is first in the current order of succession, but could be displaced by the birth of a more eligible heir, is known as heir presumptive. All right, so in the ancient world, man, you had heir apparents, man. Oftentimes, kings would do that to set themselves up, you know, and to protect themselves, because a lot of times if you don't have an heir, that makes you a target. And you read about the Roman Empire, man, they often adopted their nephew or somebody. You know, if they couldn't have a kid themselves, they would adopt their nephew and say, this is my, if something happens to me, this is my heir, man. And the point of the lesson is, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the heir apparent, man. All right, there is no other nation that's going to rule, and there's nobody's going to rule after us either. Okay, now it looks like Moab might be coming up after Esau, or the remnant of Esau, which is Russia. All right, might be coming up after the West, but those are the heir presumptives, meaning they're presumptuous, thinking that they're going to rule next, but they're not going to rule next, man. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right, and I want to find the account okay, of let me see the account where King David basically passed. All right, and let me see. It might be let's see here. There's an account where, you know, basically King David passed into the spirit world, and you know, basically another one of David's sons, Adonijah, all right, was trying to usurp the throne, but he wasn't the one that was chosen. Now, it was in the ancient world, you know, it was a custom that, you know, the king would not name his successor until he was getting ready to pass away. You see this with Abraham. You see this with Isaac. You know, that was the fighting between Jacob and Esau about who was going to get the blessing. Now, the presumptive heir is the firstborn, okay, which was Esau. But the apparent heir, all right, is the one that's named by the king that's currently in place, man. I wish I could find it. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is 1 Kings chapter 2. All right. And 13, it says, and Adonijah the son of Haggith came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and she said, comest thou peaceably? And he said, peaceably. All right. Why does she say that? Because there's fighting over power, man. And that's what's happening in the world today. It's a big fight over power, who's going to be the ruler of the earth and who's going to be subjected to the ruler of the earth. But the Most High said this is his world, man. He establishes who reigneth and who doesn't, man. All right. And it's already written who is going to reign, which are the Israelites, man. Okay. There's nothing you other nations can do about it. Anyway, he said, moreover, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And she said, say on. And he said, thou knowest that the kingdom was mine, and that all Israel set their faces on me, that I should reign. All right. It says, howbeit the kingdom is turned about, and is become my brother's, for it was his from the Lord Yahweh. Okay. And this is basically the fighting between who is going to get the kingdom, Adonijah or Solomon, man. But when you read the story, Adonijah's trying to start a coup, all right, claiming himself and proclaiming himself as king when he knew his father David, King David, was on his deathbed, man. And so basically Nathan gets word of it, okay, tells Bathsheba, David's wife, the mother of Solomon. She goes to King David on his deathbed and says, tell him what's going on. She says, bless Solomon with the kingdom. And that's exactly what happened, man. So Solomon was the king apparent, was the heir apparent to the throne, man. And this concept is important because the Lord basically tells you, let me just go to it real quick. Daniel 4. The Lord tells you he's the one that decides who rules in the kings of the earth, man. All right. This is Daniel 4:17. The matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right. And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And that's what you have right now. When you go back to the blessing of Esau, all right, it said by his sword that he shall live, which he does. That's prophecy. And it said that he would get the fatness of the earth. And that's what he has today, man. That's what he has. He has the fatness of the earth. This nigga has everything, and he's destroying everything, man. Everything's all dull and gray and fucking dusty. All right. The food don't have nutrients in it. You know, you still got some really, really beautiful places, you know, on the earth, but that's in the context of us not seeing how it used to be, you know, in the ancient world, man. You know, I'm gonna go see if I can find that. Let's see. And let me see. Second Esdras 11. All right, starting at verse 36, it says, then I heard a voice which said unto me, look before thee, and consider the thing that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, now the eagle and the lion is basically, the eagle is Esau, Esau's kingdom, all right, which are the Romans, by the way, you know. That's kind of a controversy right now, the second Esdras 11 breakdown. I'll leave that for the elders to give you the full breakdown. But basically, the lion is Yahushai and the men that speak on behalf of Yahushai, man. Okay? It says, verse 38, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. All right, this is the Most High. Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts? Okay, so this is one of the four beasts. And this chapter goes into a very elaborate, basically the genesis of the fourth beast. Shows you how it came about, how it came into power, the rulers, how long they ruled, everything. The Bible is cold, man. Gives you the breakdown of the fourth beast. Now we know that fourth beast reigned, then it went down for a little bit, then it came back up again. Okay, and that's elaborated on in Revelation anyway. But it says here, It says, "Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world?" So the Most High is saying, I made you. Everybody will tell you there's never been a more powerful empire than the Roman Empire. And the Lord is saying it right here, man. I made you to rule in my world. Okay, so the Lord is the dictator of who rules and who doesn't rule, man. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. It doesn't matter if you have nuclear weapons. Okay, as a matter of fact, the Lord is the is the power behind you coming up with this nuclear weaponry, man. All right, because you have not ruled in righteousness at all. You went around the earth threatening people the day you created that motherfucker, man. All right, just wicked, man. You know, it says, "Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them?" So the end of the world is coming through you. Now we read that in 2 Ezra 6, man. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right. So we are promised this thing, man. And Jake, y'all gotta really meditate on that, man. The Lord promised the whole earth to us, the whole earth. You think he's gonna let somebody as base, as it says in Daniel 4 I just read, he set it up over at the basis of men. So the basis of men is gonna get to rule the whole earth, but not Jake, man. Not the apple of the Lord's eye. You know, no, man. When King Solomon was ruling, man, that he had dominion, but he was largely, you know, relegated to the Levant region. Now he had ships going all across the world and things of that nature, but you didn't have a bunch of people populated everywhere during that time, man. This is before the Northern Kingdom, all right, basically got, you know, deported and moved over there. Okay. So we really just ruled out of Jerusalem. We had control over the whole world with trade and things of that nature, but we never really ruled, man. All right. We weren't over Australia and deep parts of Africa and deep parts of China, the Nordic regions and the southern and North and South America, you know. Now North America is basically, you know, that's going to be a big heaping pile of smoke, you know, but the rest of the world, man, it's going to be broken up, you know, after those missiles hit, and we're going to rule the entire thing, man, and beyond. Okay. But Jake have a hard time believing that we're gonna rule the earth, let alone go out into other places, other planets, you know. But that's something that's gotta sink, you know, in you, man. Cause when you walk around, man, you're wearing this bullshit. You know, I like certain nice clothes and things, but this is all low level, man. Like you waking up, going to work every day, all right. You know, you going in, you start the car, to check the engine light on. It's like everything's stressful. You know, and it's really hard to get that wrap that around your mind. What's about to be given to us, man. Okay, but we are the heir apparent, man. Okay, and it doesn't matter what other nations say, what other people say about it, what they have to say on the matter. The Most High spoke it, therefore it's going to happen. As a matter of fact, last precept, and I'll close it here. We know this precept by heart for the most part. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right, verse 1, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors." Now Esau is the one that afflicted the righteous, man. Okay, and the righteous are the Israelites. Okay, but the elect, we're going to be the ones that stand boldly, okay, cursing this devil out, man. You know, that's the account in 2 Ezra 11 as well too. Okay, where the lion was rebuking the eagle. Okay, now later you see the eagle basically referred to as the dragon, because a dragon is basically a heightened form of the eagle. You know, it flies around. All right, but now you see it for its real shape. You know, kind of like a Pokemon. You know, it's got a certain level, but then it evolves and it becomes something bigger, you know, and more dangerous. And that's basically what we were sent here to rebuke, man. We were sent here to go into the gates of the nobles, you know, shake the hand and rebuke this place, man. All right. So that's us. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And why are they going to be amazed at the strangeness of it? Because it looks strange, man. We're at the bottom. No matter what land you go into, Jake is at the bottom, man. We're at the bottom everywhere. So just that fact alone is going to throw people off. Then they're going to see what kind of glory we're going to get, man. We're going to be balling on day one better than any nation that's ever ruled, man. Okay? One Israelite in the kingdom is going to have more wealth than the entire globe right now, man. Jake gonna have the GDP of China around his neck, man. You know, like Jake like to say, I got your rent around my wrist, you know, or your house around my neck. No, we gonna literally have the wealth of nations just on us, man. Okay, and we're gonna have the power to create things. We're gonna create new things. We're gonna have the knowledge, okay, to get the best out of the earth. Okay, for animals and the ecosystems to flourish. Okay, and most importantly, we're gonna have spiritual power. We're gonna be able to fuck people up in any way that we see fit, man. Okay, but we're gonna be righteous. All right, we're not gonna be popping another man's woman to get back at him. Okay, but make no mistake, you will be paid back double, at least that, man. Okay, for the wickedness that you've done in the earth. Okay, anyway, verse 3, and they repented and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say in themselves, this was he whom we sometimes had in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor, man. This is why we stress the lesson that we are the heir. We are the heir apparent of this thing, man. The Lord is not gonna forsake us and leave us here, man. You know, whatever trials and tribulations we got to go to, if we're those men, the Lord is gonna redeem us in an unimaginable way. You know, so I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachak Wadash Shalom Kwam Yasharallah.